So our next speaker is from Kashmir, originally from Kashmir basically. She's the founder of Momentum Events, and she's also received multiple awards for international work that she's done. Please take over.
Standing is nice. So, just because we are struggling doesn't mean we are failing. Let's hear that again. Just because we are struggling, we are not failing. So, मेरी कहानी में बहुत सारा मसाला है. There's pain, there's joy, there's struggles, there's calamities, there's stories that, affected beyond my own personal or my family's control. Like, she just said, I belong to a small place called Srinagar in Kashmir. So, kahani wahan shuru hui. And the story that made it to 2.0 has a lot of struggles. I'm sure sabne Kashmir Files dekhi hai. That's just a part of the story. There's much more. I was a regular girl next door, a child next door in a small valley, very comfortable life, very naive, very innocent, not like this. And I didn't have my bearings in place, and we had to move because of all the terrorism and the riots and everything that came along with that. And my family went through very hard times. But I must say here that wo hard times I have seen, when I go and reflect back on my life, I've seen that all of us as a family were very close-knit. I feel it's the pain, it's the dismay that brings you together. And we've never, as a family, been more closer than what we've been. Whether we didn't have a house to live in, when we left, we didn't bring in our belongings, whatever it may be. My dad was a doctor, but his practice lied in Srinagar. But we moved on to another city, to Jammu. He had to start from scratch. And we didn't have so much so that more than few clothes also with us. But like I said, just because we are struggling, we are not failing. Everything possible, from a financial crisis to a health crisis to a place to live in, सारी जितनी हम imagine कर सकते हैं traumas वो सब हुई. But in those struggles, and it was the impetus of those struggles, उन मुश्किलों की वजह से वो एक अंदर से एक हमेशा वो चुपचाप, and would never tell this to anyone when I was young, there was this desire to just break that glass ceiling, if I may say, and just go beyond. But for the fear of not being able to achieve or whatever, I never mentioned this to anybody, but quietly inside my head that was simmering. So all through this Srinagar, Jammu to Bombay, when I came to study academically, I'm an engineer. I worked my way up. My dad used to send me 2,000 rupees to be able to sustain every month in Bombay. I remember I used to live in a paying guest accommodation with another 5 girls in a room and all of that. And today, when I reflect back at it, I love that entire journey. And today, when I travel almost 15 days a month to different parts of the world, I'm just grateful and thankful that wo sari struggles hui, but मैं fail nahi hui. I'm going to come back to that. Thank you. I really owe it to my parents' blessings, their vision of actually sending a 17-year girl, very ripe or critical age, to Bombay, Rangraliyon ka sheher, to be able to do whatever I chose with my life. So I owe everything to that vision of my parents. And along came many people who really helped, supported, and were in favor of whatever I wanted to achieve. Nobody ever from my family asked me, why do you want to get into this profession if you are an engineer? Today, we are successful event planners. We work across the world, and we meet all kinds of people. But there's a lot more to achieve. And there are difficulties even now. It's not that it's a cakewalk, but I feel very grateful that whatever had transpired on all those years, और जो आप सबने अभी देखा भी होगा Kashmir Files में, that all actually transpired to be who we are today. The whole team, it's not just me, the entire team of Momentum, we've sort of broken that glass ceiling that I wanted to. We've won about 32 awards for national and international projects. And sometimes in a quiet moment, I still go back and visualize myself in that Srinagar home that we had and look at my journey and be grateful. And then I look at the open sky and say that there's so much more to do. On that note, thank you very much. I once again tell you, just because any of us are struggling, we are not failing. Just remember that. Thank you. Lots of love to all of you.